Hello and welcome, I am Arumba, thank you for joining me. Let's play some Europa Universalis IV. We're gonna do the big blue blob. I feel like this is just one of those achievements that I should have by now, and I'm kind of annoyed that I don't have it. So we're gonna just do that real quick. We'll get our troops in position to declare war on England. A little bit has changed, quite a bit in fact. A number of patches have happened since I how much development do you have? 7, that's pretty low. We could just try to kill you. Like the whole, God, I can't seem to click straight. The whole, just lots has changed. We want to go for low development provinces. We want to, I think, expand up into this direction. We want to get our cores back, of course. But for the most part, I'm not going to do this like the fun way, which was funner for me. Trying to get the Burgundian, force the Burgundian inheritance to fire. If we get that, great. If not, we're not going to count on that this time around. There still are a few provinces from Aragon that we might want to try to get our hands on. So we'll build a spy network against him as well. And then Leinster is within coring range, but we can't fabricate a claim on him. Who are we allowed to rival? We are going to obviously rival England. We are going to obviously rival... well, first off, what's more important is who wants to be our friend. Castile wants to be our friend. You don't hate Castile, which is great, which means we get to be friends with Austria. We gotta wait one day. Oh, historic rival, never mind. That's new. I don't remember seeing that before. So apparently Austria is just never going to become an ally for us. Who else hates England? It looks like Denmark does. And that's about it. We could rival... One of the things that's nice about this new rivalry system is that you do get a free CB that you can use. So if there's someone who's weak enough, then we could maybe jump on a quick thing here. Like, we could just quickly attack Provence to get some more papal points. Sorry, not papal points, some more power projection, you know? Use that CB strictly to humiliate them. Not take their land because it's too expensive. But, an easy war, I think, might not be a bad idea. I'm not interested in the land in Savoy. I think we do rival Aragon. And then I think I'm going to try out rivaling Provence. That'll give us instantaneous CBs. We're not going to take that alliance. We're going to hire level 1 advisors, either the prestige guy, the trade efficiency guy, and apparently the fort defense guy. Estates, I don't think existed the last time I played. Asking for a contribution when their loyalty is low is kind of silly. We could just gain some papal influence. That sounds like a good idea. Interesting how that lowered the influence of the bourgeoisie. We gained influence here and lost it there. Why would that happen? It shouldn't have done that. I feel like there's like some weird buggy stuff that goes on occasionally there. We're not going to demand military support, although those things would be nice. We will, however, grant generalship. No, we won't. Actually, yes, we will. No, we won't. They're already at 60%. I think everything else there is fine. We are already very close to the manpower cap. Let's go ahead and train up some extra infantry. So, we are at our force limit. And then what we'll do is we will, talking to the nobility, we will first off call a diet, which will give them a bunch of loyalty, and then we will demand levies from them, still keeping them well within range. They have 28% control of land. You can't take away any land in the beginning of the game, which is unfortunate, but totally fine, actually. A level 2 theologian or a level 2 inquisitor. Well, we have nothing to convert. The level 2 theologian could actually give us twice as many points for, you know, might not be a bad idea. Plus, this would also give us more national tax visor. National tax modifier. I think we sack this prestige here to get their loyalty up a little bit higher. And then when we ask for contribution, notice how it's 131 ducats now. That's good. Grant admiralship, just so we get that whole thing is fine. We are at 3 out of 1 available leaders. We're going to keep both. The actual admiral himself, I don't think we want to keep. How is our heir? A 432. I think we want to keep him as is. No military access allowed for anybody. I mean, let's face it, we're very quickly going to get some power projections. So I think what we do is we wait 1 month until we're allowed to declare our wars. There is a fort in Normandy, a fort in the board. Let's get our navy, and I don't think our navy is going to be strong enough, of course. We fully expect. Unfortunately, it did ally Castile, so we're not going to be able to sneak that province real quick. Unless we're allies in a different war, which could happen. Already, there is a war of Anhaltian succession. We've gained the humiliate rival CB. Let's see. And is it time yet that we can declare war? Gain mercantilism at the cost of legitimacy. Sounds fine. Okay, so we declare our war. Castile will come in on a promise of land, which is great. We'll do that. They will fight Portugal. We'll give them some land from Portugal. We just want our corps back. Declare the war. We'll send a single infantry there. We will send 6 infantry this way with a 3 siege onto Le Board. Other than that, we'll do the same thing up here. 1 infantry goes that way, and 6 infantry go here with the other leader. We hold the other guys back, and we wait, for the most part, to see where he responds to. We have a whole bunch of infantry coming in here. Now, that puts us at war with Navarra, which is great, because we're going to separate peace him and take his land, although it would have been nice if we could have gotten a claim on that. We have way too much cav. We start the game off with 8 cavalry. I think that what I'm going to do is actually get rid of some of them. They're just not good. There's just too many of them. So we're going to grab the cav. Let's get rid of at least 3 for now. No, let's get rid of 4. We want to beat our force limit, but we want it to be mostly infantry. They're just cheaper to reinforce. And, yeah, I only want 4 cav. The vile Barbary pirates of Tlemcen have stolen our monies from over here. It happens. We should take a look at trade briefly. We are steering here. And we are collecting, it looks like here. I think this is our main trading port. We're making how much money in Genoa? Yeah, that's worthwhile. We leave it as is. An alliance offer from Genoa, I think we say no to. Military access from Burgundy, haha, very funny. Ulster now have their independence guaranteed by Scotland. Excommunicated ruler against Provence. Wow, that's cool. There's a whole bunch of extra infantry that just got trained up. Keep a close eye on this. You have no troops on your boats, which is good. You're just going to let me do my deal. We'll go ahead and head these troops over to here to loot now. And we're going to do the same thing up here. Hungary is now allied with Aragon. Again, no troops on those boats, even though he has enough. Portugal is going to come over here and be a little bit problematic. Let's position ourselves to threaten. Are you kidding me? We've already lost John Barrow, the 3 siege leader. Great. What a joke. That's horrible. He's not supposed to die. Castile, I want you to fight Portugal. I'm not going to do it. Can't believe we've already lost that general. That's horrible. Now, depending on where the English navy is, we can poke out and maybe speed this siege up. And then we can hide in the province of Gascony. Portugal's far enough away, I think we go back to looting. Okay, and let's duck in here before he can come and engage. And that also distracts him, prevents him from actually sending troops over, which is quite nice. How's our force limit look? Still looks good. It has not been a year, so we definitely can't do any kind of changes to the estates at all to maybe gain force limit. We could grant land, actually. Come to think of it. Hold on, let me think about that for a second. We've got provinces with pretty high autonomy. We could, if we wanted to, depending on the influence of the nobility, grant land to the nobility to gain force limit. Like Barry, for example. B5. No, Barry's pretty low on autonomy. 49% here. This is already controlled by the nobility. Yep. Nobility, nobility. I feel like the autonomy map mode should also be color-coded. Okay, so let's poke out. There's the English fleet, so we got to pay attention to that. But we can get this blockade in place, maybe speed the siege up. I can't believe we lost John Barrow. Can you believe that? He is like the general of choice. He's not as good as Jean de Danoy at combat, I think, but that 3 siege value is just amazingly powerful early game. And we lost it, which sucks badly. Okay, here comes the English fleet. So we're going to duck back into the port. It's too bad we're going to miss this siege tick. Are we? 1 day left? I'm not sure. I think we did miss the tick, but that's okay. We need a Jagiellon. We formed our union over Lithuania. It doesn't really affect us too much. We are going to end up doing a no-CB war somewhere up here once we've gained some of this coastal land up here. Right now our coring range is limited by Provence. So I think a no-CB war against like Holstein or Denmark, Norway, Sweden, something like that. Actually, if we support the independence of Sweden, and then take land from Denmark, that might be one way to go. But at the very least, just getting back our cores seems like a great way to get some decent stuff going. Now, you are excommunicated, which means we have multiple options here. Excommunicated ruler. 50% aggressive expansion for all provinces in our culture group. Core return, core revocation. He's only allied to Lorraine. I mean, the reason why I rivaled him was so that we could take his land. Like, sorry, get our power projection up so we'd have more general limit, but it's all, the development's all way too high, right? We just can't really justify taking any of it. I think if it's over 10 development, the answer's just gotta be no. I only had excommunicated ruler, 50% aggressive expansion for the land. That's effectively, it effectively makes it as if it's less. Interesting. Let's consider it. We might actually consider attacking Provence and taking land from him, only because of the excommunicated ruler modifier. Aragon has entered into a military alliance with our enemy Navarra. It's okay. Shouldn't affect us. I think we can poke out for this siege tick. The English AI is as good as ever when it comes to landing troops. That's nice. Supply shortage does nothing. Okay. Heading to the Bay of Biscay, they may be coming to intercept us. Yes, they are, so we'll go hide back up in here again. Yeah, if we do attack Provence, it's not going to be without claims. Claims, the extra aggressive expansion reduction, and the prestige that we could get from winning our first war would all help us tremendously with lower aggressive expansion. So I think that we wait for that. You can't fabricate claims. You still can't do that, right, while you're at war? I don't think you can. Yeah, so there's no point in having a spy network being built against him. So we got Aragon and Provence that we're working on. Brittany's land is, again, also too high in development. We have no other cores. If we're going to go to war with Provence, we'll also be at war with Lorraine, but that is imperial territory. So I think instead, what we could consider is, we could try. We do have time. There is time between now and 1500 to actually do the whole vassal integration thing up that way. But I think that that gets you distracted from more important things. So for now, I think we'll just keep the diplomat free. Maybe we improve relations with the Pope. Having higher papal influence could be good. I never even took a mission. Oops. Solidify papal relations. Papal influence plus, yeah. Could be good. I think that the yearly legitimacy and the manpower recovery speed will come in handy. England too concerned with blockading our navy than actually trying to land troops, which is great. Burgundy has declared war upon Provence, so that is interesting. He can really only take one province, though. It's just going to take Barrois, which is fine. And it slightly weakens Burgundy, which is good. And it'll also make it a lot easier for us to take land from Provence. If I could choose, I would probably want to take this one with the estuary. Just take one province from him? That could be good. Ottomans going on Albania. Shock horror. Okay, this siege up here, taking forever. Either that or not really, it's just as I'm playing on speed 2. Alright, where's the navies at? Navy out there. I'm not scared of the Portuguese fleet, that's just transports. I think I'd rather try to get these blockades. We're heading to the Cantabrian Sea, which is, again, over here. Try for our blockades. Nope. No one may have military access, just not allowed. Buildings. Are there any buildings that we would want to build? We could build forts. Do we have forts? We do have forts. Do we care about our forts? Not really. I think our forts are worthless. I think we get rid of them. Except for the fort in the capital. We want to make as much money as possible. And we're going to go pretty heavy on mercs. Most likely, if we do run low on manpower. We finally taken Normandy, which is great, because now we can appoint the one siege leader guy down here. I'm not seeing the English Navy. I'm going to risk poking out again. Oh, there it was. Still completely ignoring the fact that he actually has to land troops down here to fight us. So that's standard. Standard practice. Good job, AI. I do think that the goal here, though, is to make this war end as fast as we possibly can. We've already been committed to it for about a year. He is ignoring us, which is great, because that means we're actually going to get a blockade tick. We might take this province. Papal State has now declared war on Provence. That means that he is probably going to try to take one of these provinces, which is bad for me, because, again, I would prefer that land for myself. But it's not the end of the world. If we just get some of this land at half price, that's pretty good. An extra diplomatic relationship slot, global trade power, or monthly autonomy change. I think we take this one. Monthly autonomy change would be great. That does mean the clergy have too much influence, but they also have too much land. Only by a little bit. And we'll be able to revoke some land from them. Actually, 11 of this year in October. Sorry, November. So we'll just revoke a province or two from them. Not really a big risk of an actual rebellion. Need these sieges to complete. And again, he's not actually doing anything there. At 300 some days. If we only had that 3 siege leader guy. Oh, that would have been amazing. Disputed succession's not something that helps us towards our goal. Military access request from Urbino. Haha, funny. Let's go ahead and give military access to Provence, actually. That way he can get his army killed. Brittany is involved with the war. They are allies with Burgundy, so he is going to do that. Can't believe how long these sieges are taking. Gotta love Burgundy suffering 5% attrition for no reason whatsoever. It's always nice. Castile is helping out and sieging out that fort, which is good. Okay, we'll move our siege leader up by 1. We're trying to separate peace Navarra for full annexation. It's going to be a little bit of an aggressive expansion hit because I don't have a claim. And it's a separate piece, but it's only like 7 development, and that makes it, I think, worthwhile. It also cuts off an alliance from, well, one of these two is usually going to take it. So we've got enough that we can fabricate a claim on you. We're going to go for Pyreneo, I think, because it's only 7 or 8 development. Yep. %49 chance that we can end this war right now. Poland has declared war on the Teutons. I'm not very surprised. Now, Castile, you do realize you have to actually siege down Portugal if I'm going to give you any land and maintain this friendship. It's pretty important, just so you know. Alright, it's been long enough. We're allowed to revoke territory. So clergy, if we revoked lands, they only have 4 provinces, so it would slip them well below the amount that they expect to control. But let's see what kind of autonomy they have. 25%, 25%. Champagne owned by the clergy when it really should be owned by the other guy. I think we just revoke this. Decreases their loyalty, their influence is going to be too low. If we were to give this to the bourgeoisie, that makes a lot more sense to me. And they're slowly going to lose loyalty, but it doesn't really matter. I think for now we just stick with that. Nothing else that I can really do here. They already control too much land. Make sure that this is controlled by the bourgeoisie. It is. Good, good. Alright. Okay, so finally we can piece you out. Does cost some diplo points. We gain a little bit of aggressive expansion, nothing major. Okay, next, it's really just a matter of getting England to agree to this peace deal of returning back our cores. I'm not seeing anything actually about Castile being pissed off, even though they've done 52% of the work. It doesn't show that they would lose loyalty, so that's nice. So if we could get them to agree to this peace deal, then that would be splendid. But this war is going to take some time. I think what we're waiting on now is the 20... gosh, do you remember when the patch first came out and you could get claims for just 10? God, it was so quick. I think what we do is actually we try to snipe Provence from the Papal State. Papal State already has this occupied. Burgundy's already down here. And the Papal State's going to get down there before we can, it looks like. We'll see what they do. Man, lots of modifiers to our clergy and stuff. Gain papal influence at the cost of 15 prestige or gain prestige. We cannot afford to lose prestige. We need the prestige for the better relations over time. Speaking of which, if there's a better relations over time guy, we are definitely going to take him. However, it'd be better if we could pay for a level 2 guy here. But this is going to make the nobility really pissed off. But we're going to do it anyway, because I really do want a level 2 better relations over time guy for half price. Okay, this is good for me. If Burgundy sieges it down, then that means that... Okay, so we're going to declare our own war as soon as we can get a claim on that province. Burgundy can't take it, because it's too far away. He can't core it. We can revoke territory from the nobility. They're already disloyal. The land power, this stuff doesn't matter. It's just money and manpower, which we're going to end up doing mercs anyway. We make tons of money. Or we will be. State maintenance. We're rooting out corruption right now. States. We do have one territory, Aragon. Yeah, I'm not going to mess with that yet. Alright, cool. Well, I'm going to take a break here. I look forward to seeing you again in the next episode where we will continue, and we are going to finally knock this achievement out, I think. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next episode. See you soon.